This is News 14 Carolina Meteorologist Matthew East here with you, and this is the Carolina Weather Video edition for the 13th day of May. Let's take a look at the radar this morning during the 5 o'clock hour. We have some rain at that point in time in the midwestern states, a couple thunderstorms back in the plains, and there's actually been a few rumbles of thunder in Mississippi and Alabama this morning. Severe thunderstorm warning briefly in effect in west central Alabama earlier as well, but very quiet weather here in the Carolinas, and still we have some cooler air, residual cooler air running from North Georgia on up into the New England states, and many North Carolina Piedmont locations have again dropped down toward the upper 40s this morning. The big weather story today across the country is going to be severe weather. This is a look at the upper air chart, 500 millibars, valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And a very significant upper-level disturbance and upper-level trough swinging into the north and central plain states. And again, you look back at the temperature map and notice a lot of warm and unstable air bubbling up ahead of where that disturbance will be tracking. And the result's going to be some very significant thunderstorm activity that erupts from the midwestern states back into the plain states today. There's the day one convective outlook and a large slight risk covering much of the parts of the Midwest down into the central and southern plain states, and really a pretty sizable moderate risk running from parts of Oklahoma on up into much of western Illinois. Could be a pretty violent severe weather outbreak in those areas, especially this afternoon into this evening. Meanwhile, again, in the Carolinas, we're going to have a dry day today, still relatively low humidity values, but notice our flow of winds beginning to turn out of the southeast and south. That's going to increase the moisture content gradually, getting a little muggier with time. Enough so that here we go by tomorrow, we'll have to mention the chance of at least some isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms once again. Looks like mainly mid-70s for most of our high temperatures out there for today, probably upper 70s to around 80 for tomorrow. And again, by later tomorrow afternoon, maybe a few isolated afternoon showers and thunderstorms. All right, here we go out to Friday. And that front that causes all the severe weather today sort of runs out of steam as it approaches our area, but enough pooling of low-level moisture that as we get into the heating of the day, I think some scattered afternoon showers and storms for Friday. Now, what about the weekend? Well, we have another cold front that begins to punch into this warm, juicy air. And Saturday, not a lot of triggering mechanisms here in the Carolinas, but enough heating and instability to kick off, again, some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, Sunday looks pretty unsettled. That front will actually begin to sweep through the region, and a lot of moisture and at least some instability to work with. So it looks like a pretty healthy round of rain and storms will swing through during the day Sunday. And we'll have to watch the potential for a few strong to severe storms, of course, Friday through the weekend. But if you have any outdoor plans this weekend, I'd probably aim for earlier in the day Saturday, because there'll probably be some scattered storms Saturday afternoon, and then probably a fairly extensive band, at least, of rain and storms that swings through Sunday. Behind that front, now looks like we'll be dry Monday. The modeling really has pushed that frontal zone far enough east that I think we can eliminate most of the rain chances on Monday, at least for the time being. And it will be a little cooler. Highs probably nosing back down toward the 60s to low 70s. Monday, low temperatures back into the 40s early next work week. And this is interesting. The GFS tries to develop some little low pressure north of the Bahamas. And actually, there's some agreement amongst the other modeling, notably the Canadian, in this time frame. And actually, the GFS and the Canadian both somewhat agree, and sort of pivoting that developing low back toward the coast. That pulls some moisture into our area by the middle part of next week. But that's way out there in the uncertain time frame, dealing with a cutoff low in the day 6 to 7 time frame. You have zero confidence in the details that far out. But that's it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Everyone have a wonderful Wednesday, and God bless.